I would like to welcome you to Water Your Soil. I appreciate you stopping by. Now, while you're here, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel because that actually helps the channel grow. Let's get into it. This video is going to be about the student loan relief. It has been extended. This is the student loan forbearance where you don't have to pay on your student loans. Initially, it was set to go away October, I believe like October 1st. It was going to end on September 31st and go into effect where you would start back having to pay your student loans on October 1st. But President Biden, he announced the other day that it has been extended until January 31st, 2022. That's January 1st, 2022. So you have that extension if you do have federal student loans. Now, this video, I wanted to get that out in the beginning. Yes, that's part of what this video is about. But what this video is mainly about is anyone who has been coming through to this channel for the past 5 months since I first started the channel. You are aware that I made 2 videos prior in regards to student loans, the forbearance, and what you can do during the forbearance period that the government has issued us in order to help your credit score and reduce your student loans. Now, basically, there's no interest if you decide to pay your student loans during this period until January 31st, 2022. That means you'll just be paying down on the principal. Now, I know some people personally, and they have been able to take advantage of this, and they have paid down their student loans tremendously because they've just been throwing money at their student loans, and they're throwing it at the principal. So the price that they owe, the amount that they owe, has just been getting reduced drastically. So they've been taking advantage of it, and on the back end of that, they've been seeing results, great results with their credit score, because of course their credit score is increasing because of the amount of debt that they have is decreasing. So when your debt decreases, your credit score usually goes up unless you're paying something off. That's how it normally works. When your debt, the amount of debt that you have decreases, you'll usually see an increase to your credit score. So they've been able to take advantage of that. And that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be similar to the last videos, but some of you are new here and you are unaware of, how paying down your student loans, your federal student loans during this time will actually help your credit score. It will help improve your credit score. Why? As I stated, because you will be decreasing the amount of debt you have. Now, some people have been taking a break from paying their student loans during this whole period. I believe it's going on 2 years where people haven't had to pay their student loans. That's a big break. I'm sure everyone is happy and excited about that. But just think about it. Had you been paying down on your student loans since the beginning of this little extended forbearance that the government has issued, you would have cut off a big chunk of the amount that you owe on your student loans now. You figure we're almost two years into this whole process. Almost. Not exactly 2, but almost. By January 31st, it will be just about 2 years, close to it. So I would like to say you can use this to your advantage. And I suggest that you use it to your advantage if you can. Now, it's understandable. Some people are in financial binds because the economy is screwed up. Whether people like to admit it or not, the economy is not in a good place right now, which is why they keep doing these extensions. That's the main reason why these extensions keep going on, because the economy is not doing as good as it normally would right now. Now, we may be fooled by the housing market and things of that nature and the sales prices of housing, but for the most part, the economy isn't doing pretty good. And I don't expect it to be doing good for a couple of years, However, with this extension, I would like to tell you, if you're interested in building up your credit score, maybe you're trying to get a house in the future, or maybe you just want to have a good, healthy credit score, you want to take advantage of this period. I don't know if you could find money, like if you don't have the money, if you can pick up an extra job or pick up an extra side hustle or something, but This is the perfect time to throw money at your federal student loans. And the reason why is because there's no interest. So you'll just be paying on your principal, meaning you'll be cutting down the amount you owe drastically. And that's what you want to do, because that has an effect on your credit score. Don't just sit back and just think that one day they're just gonna miraculously pop up out of nowhere and just say, hey, you don't have to pay your student loans no more. You don't have to pay federal student loans anymore. I think maybe one day in the far future that'll happen, but I don't expect that to happen in the next 3 years. I don't. So it's your job to be proactive. I know some people have that in their mind. They probably figure, well, I don't want to pay my student loans, and then they do it where it's forgiveness and no one has to pay on their federal student loans anymore. I'm gonna ask you something. Do you want to be proactive or reactive? Because sitting there and not doing anything about it when you can, that's being reactive, because eventually you're gonna have to meet up with your student loans. They're not going to continue to extend it. They could extend it as long as they want to, but eventually you're going to have to begin paying your debt again on your student loans. So this is a good time to be proactive and take advantage of it while there's no interest. That's the key part. I wouldn't be saying pay money on it if you have the money, if it was interest on it, because I mean, of course you need to pay your debt, but the interest will be hitting you hard. But what makes this even more of a good time to pay on your student loan is the fact that there is no interest. It's very easy to pay down debt when you're consistently paying it down. It's very easy to pay it down when there's no interest, because a lot of times interest chips away at what you're paying off, and it makes it seem as if you're not really paying anything. When you look at the amount you pay over time and then you look at what you still owe, you like, whoa. And that's because of the effect of interest. However, when there's no interest and you're just paying on principal, that's cutting down your student loans by a lot. So I can't go into people's pockets. I'm not interested in going in other people's pockets and saying whether or not they can afford to pay their student loans during this forbearance period, because I don't know. People have different financial circumstances. It's none of my business whether or not they can afford to pay on their student loans. But what I will say is, if you have the extra money laying around, you may want to take advantage of paying on your student loans. Now, of course, you need things such as emergency funds. That's very important, as we were shown these past 18 months or so, that having an emergency fund comes in handy, and it's very important to have one. So if you just have money for an emergency fund and your money has to go towards household things and living expenses and things like that, it's understandable. I'm not talking to those people. This is for people who have some extra money around, or they have an extra job or so, or extra hustle, and they have money around, but they have student loan debt. You want to chop down your student loan debt. And this is the best time until January 31st, 2022 to chop down on your student loan debt, because it will cut into your principal. It will cut into the amount that you owe. And as a result, as I stated, when you're decreasing your debt as far as the amount that you owe, your credit score usually goes up. And of course, having a higher credit score is important, because it exposes you to a lot of potential for, let's say you want to buy a house. Let's say you already have a house and you don't need a house. You could get a car, you could get a personal loan, you could get a business loan. You could use your personal credit to help start up your business credit. It's a lot of things that you can do. However, if you don't take advantage of this period, will anything bad happen? No, you just won't be able to cut into your student loan debt. And I think cutting down on your debt, especially during this time, is a beautiful thing, and that should be something that everyone should at least consider. Those who can afford it, you should consider paying down on your principal student loan payment, because as I stated, it will help you. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you wanted to see the other 2 videos on student loans, they're in my video scroll on this Water Your Soil YouTube channel. I also have videos in regards to credit, how to improve your credit cards, as well as credit card reviews. I got a lot of videos on this channel. We have 80 plus videos on this channel. But anyways, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by and watching. Please like and subscribe. That keeps this channel going. I'm a new channel. I'm competing against the channels that's been here for years. But please like and subscribe. I appreciate you all. Thank you.